Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive in the day 391 of the genocide, and I have a very dangerous updates from the north of Gaza Strip. Today, it's almost 25 days since the beginning of the ground invasion, the Israeli military operation, in the north of Gaza Strip, specifically in three towns: Jabalia, Beit Lahia, and now Beit Hanoun. At the beginning, they told people in Jabalia, they lied at them. They told them that after the ending of the military operation, you'll be able to come back to your homes. And when people refused to get out from their homes and to get out from Jabalia and their hometown, the Israeli army killed them, massacred them while sleeping peacefully in their homes. They destroyed entire residential buildings by bulldozers and by bombing. And not this only, they also bombed hospitals, and when they expelled people from Jabalia, they burned the hospitals, the schools, and every place that people used to shelter in. And even the only working hospital, Kamal Adwan, do you remember it? Yeah, the Israeli army have been bombing Kamal Adwan several times since the beginning of this invasion in the beginning of October 2024. And that's actually not the only thing, because after massacring people, pushing them to go out of Jabalia and not letting them to go back, of course, because they cut the roads between Gaza City and the north towns, preventing any fuel, food and water, any journalists, doctors, INGOs or anyone, even the civil defense, even any staffs, any emergency, to go to the north of Gaza Strip. They found it useful, okay? It's useful. This is exactly how you expel a whole population from a place. So they copied the same thing in Beit Lahia, but they started with the peak. They started by bombing a whole residential block in Beit Lahia, killing at once, like at one press, more than 87 people in one night, in 5 minutes. Okay, that was the first massacre in Beit Lahia. Focus with me. It's the first massacre. Days later, there was this massacre. Abu Nasr family. And unfortunately, I'm sure that the Western media maybe did not talk enough about this massacre. But in this massacre, this guy is the only survivor and of a Nasr family. And he is confirming that he buried alone with the neighbors because no civil defense is reaching the north. In Beit Lahia, 2 days ago, he buried 117 people of his family, his own family, and he couldn't reach 120 other people buried under the rubble and killed. We're talking about a massacre here. Isn't it a massacre? More than or almost 300 people are killed. They were in the same building. The Israeli army definitely knew about this before bombing or before doing anything. They killed all these people. The bodies of the children were shattered and in the street, and this guy buried them in the central market of Beit Lahia because there is no enough space for all this amount of dead bodies, so he buried them alone, again with the neighbors, in the central market without even vehicles to carry them, for a whole night, digging alone to gather the pieces and the bodies and to bury them, and he couldn't reach 120 people. Still, their bodies are still under the rubble. Of course, no one is talking about this, because even if you talk about this, what will happen? I mean, can you stop them? You can't even stop your government from funding them and supporting them and covering their crimes for a year now. A year now. There is nothing in Beit Lahia but killing and killing and the smell of death. And of course, all of this without medicine, food, water, without anything. Even the injured bodies are bleeding till death. Today, they dropped these leaflets on Beit Hanoun. Beit Hanoun is my hometown. I know it very well. It's small, basic agricultural area, and they destroyed it since the beginning of the genocide. They have been destroying and bombing Beit Hanoun, and the people of Beit Hanoun, if there are still people there, are in shelters, like about 5,000 to 6,000 people, maybe before a month, I heard, and there's no cellular connections there. They are far away from any hospital, or even sneaking to reach any hospital. They're far away from anything. It's the far, far north of the north of Gaza Strip. I'm from there. And unfortunately, everything that I'm thinking about now is that I will never be able to go back to my home, or even the rubble of the home. I want it, even if it's rubble, I want it. Or the lands, and our family lands, and our family members, and everything, and our neighbors, and our neighborhood. Because when the Israeli armies settle in a place, they don't move, they don't leave. Like what is happening now in Jabalia and Beit Lahia, in Rafah, and now Beit Hanoun. I'm so scared that I might not be able to go back to my home, or to see my hometown, Beit Hanoun, my green heaven. They dropped these leaflets on people, telling them that you can only move to the south. You can't even move to any other places like Gaza city, or Jabalia, or Beit Lahia, or any other places. You can only leave to the south and be displaced until we decide, or maybe until forever. Because who can stop them now from resettling in the north, turning it into a military base, resettling, putting some settlements, for the settlers. They love to steal the lands and to build new settlements for the settlers. You don't know. But either ways, you cannot stop them. No one can stop them. All what I can do is documenting and keep talking. Maybe I make change, لعل وعسى. And all what you can do is watching.